Jason, first game in a couple of weeks, first one at home, not the greatest weather conditions. What was the game plan going into this match?
Well, our game plan was to take it to the opposition, to try and keep as much possession as possible and try and create quite a few chances. To be fair, Wilmington came out with good intensity and were trying to press us from the front, was disrupting our sort of playing out of the back. But once the game settled down, then we started to persist with that. And I think we created quite a few chances, especially second half, where we could have won by a larger score margin. However, they had a penalty kick, and they might have had a second one, if I'm honest. But Quillen Roberts came up big and kept us in the game. So, you know, a clean sheet and 3 points is always a positive.
And your defense have been defensively sound. You're playing organized. Are you very pleased with how these guys are stepping up and kind of playing to your style of play? For sure. 3 clean sheets in 3 games is a fantastic platform to build off of. Gives us chances to go forward and score goals. And I thought defensively, not just the back four and the goalkeeper, but the entire team was organized. They worked hard, limited the opposition to, besides the first 10 minutes, they had a few chances, but other than that, we were pretty solid. So I'm pleased with the performance from the entire squad. Take 3 points and we move on. And Jordan Hamilton scoring his second in his USL campaign. Are you pleased with his play?
Yes, he did well today. You can see that he's picked up some things being with the first team in training, playing with the older, experienced players, which is good. Took his goal well. Probably could have scored a second, which I'm sure he'll be disappointed with, but in the end, it was a good performance from him.
Today seemed like the link-up, the build-up play kind of was slow. Do you blame that on the weather, or do you blame it how Wilmington was really pushing the team around?
Wilmington was pressing from the front, so we always want to give them credit as well. The weather was horrific. We got to call a spade, and it was very, very difficult to play in. Swirling conditions, so it's extremely difficult for the players to play in. However, they were focused. They kept their wits about them, and they didn't get sort of flustered and continued to try and play football, which is good.
You mentioned you wanted the team to be more aggressive since they're playing at home. Do you think they play a little bit too much aggressive in the beginning? They seem to be like, the refs seem to be more in favor of the Wilmington players.
I think that's more of a question for the ref. To be honest with you, it is what it is. You know, like, we all wanted our players to come out with a bit of energy. Our foul count was we probably out-fouled them in the eyes of the referee. But it is what it is. You know, I'm pleased for my players. They competed tonight. They worked hard together. We got the 3 points, a clean sheet. So for me, it's a good day.
What was going through your mind when you saw Roberts make that save? Do you think he was going to save it at that moment?
You never really know. You know, you want to be optimistic, but you never know. Obviously, the advantage is for the attacker. But maybe Quillen Roberts knows the player and knows from playing with them last year. I'm not sure, but it was a fantastic save. And he's been playing quite well for us. Very consistent, a leader for the team. And now he goes away with a lot of confidence into the Canada Gold Cup squad. So I wish him the best.
How do you think the team is now starting to pick up more of a pace now in the third straight shutout? How important is that really to have?
It's massive. Like, I think an old coach used to tell me that 1-0 victories are the hardest, but they're the most rewarding, because you're up against it at times. You know, maybe you might be hanging on, but you build from those type of situations. Tough situations, tough weather, up against it, trying to get over that finish line. And when you get over the finish line, it's a really good feeling for the team. So I think the momentum's building, and we just need to look forward to the next game.
And finally, you took off Bouchard after putting him for Breezy in the middle and then moving him back after. What was your thought process?
Well, my thought process was basically we didn't really have another sub to replace Manu Aparicio. That still fits in the diamond setup. So I was thinking to myself, how's the best thing to resolve this sort of issue, because Manu needed to come off as he was cramping. So we just switched it around. We went 4-2-3-1. Adams played in midfield before. He's a midfielder by trade. And then we brought on Liam Fraser, who was, in my opinion, man of the match against Harrisburg for some minutes and some exposure. So all in all, I think it worked out.